to this video lesson on analysis and calculation called What's the Threat? Now I'm going to show you 20 training positions that are all tactical in nature and therefore require good analysis and calculation. Each time I will turn the board so that it will display the side that is to move on the bottom. Then my question is twofold. Number one, what is the threat? And number two, what is the best move to counter that threat? After each question, pause the video for as long as you like until you think that you've come up with the right answer. And if that means 5 minutes, for instance, well, then it means 5 minutes. It's your training. Then resume the video and compare answers with me. Also, do take a short break after 10 positions or so if you feel that that is useful. Now remember, try to do a tactical breakdown first before you draw any conclusions or try any moves. Okay, well, here we go. Before you see training position number 1, and it is white to move, so white is placed at the bottom. Now, my first question, what is the threat? And the second question, what is the best move to counter that threat? Please pause the video. Okay, well, let's see what you've come up with. The threat, of course, here is knight e5. Trying to make use of the fact that the knight on f3 is pinned. And that's, of course, what you needed to see during your tactical breakdown, that the knight on f3 is pinned. So that you can see that knight e5 is actually a threat. Okay, now the best move to counter the threat is to unpin the knight and to play king e3 here. Now, of course, knight e5 is no longer a threat because that knight could be taken. Okay, we go to training position number 2. Well, here it is black to move, so I will switch sides. So, what's the threat that is facing black, and what's the best move to parry that threat? Please pause the video for as long as you like. Okay, let's compare answers. Well, the threat that black is facing is rook e7. Now, threat might be a very heavy word for this kind of move, but it's always nice, of course, for your opponent and for yourself to put a rook on the 7th or on the 2nd rank if you're playing black. So, if it were white's turn, he would very much like to play rook e7, of course. So we could consider that a kind of threat. Maybe not a tactical threat, but certainly a positional threat. Now, what is the best move to counter that threat? Well, you may have come up with this one, knight c2. Simply forking both white's rooks here, and of course winning the exchange in the process. Okay, we go to training position number 3. Here it is black to move, so black is at the bottom. So, what's the threat that black is faced with, and what's the best way to parry it? Please pause the video. Okay, we will compare answers. Well, you've probably done a very short and simple breakdown here. Of course, the big threat here is that white wants to mate black on g7, since he has this battery of queen and bishop lined up along this long diagonal. Furthermore, you've probably seen during your breakdown that black has pawn and pawn plus rook against this queen and this against the queen. So, but for first and foremost, of course, black will have to counter the threat. Well, the best move to play the threat is, of course, bishop f8. Note